Chosen ones, welcome to the Starseer channel. This is where your soul meets your truth. If you have stumbled upon this video, know that this is no coincidence. You are here with divine timing. Now, you are about to begin a journey of deep awareness. There is a profound sense of solace that comes from being in the company of someone who has been chosen. Their very presence brings with it a calming force that is hard to explain, yet impossible to ignore. The tranquility they exude is not just felt, it's absorbed. A single smile from them can quiet even the fiercest storm. Their silence, it speaks more powerfully than words ever could. Chosen ones are inherently sensitive, fiercely loving, and unapologetically generous. These are not just traits, they are signatures of their soul. They enter your life like a soft, divine breeze, offering you more than just their presence. They offer you a sacred space, a sense of being truly seen, deeply safe and warmly held. However, this is the portion that the majority of people fail to notice. It is possible for even the most placid ocean to become a destructive tsunami if you disturb its depth for a sufficient amount of time. Ones who have been chosen are not only spiritual, they are empowered with spiritual powers. There is no naivete in their pleasantness. Discipline is the key. Patience is not a sign of weakness in them. Maintaining control over one's strength. When they are betrayed, when they are pushed to their limits, or when they are endangered on a spiritual level, something old and divine begins to stir inside them. A raging tempest, a divine fire, and a roar that trembles the core of the earth. Today, we are going to delve deeply into the 8 compelling reasons why chosen ones might be the most compassionate individuals you will ever come across, yet they are also the most dangerous when stirred up. Before we go any further, I want to make it clear that it is not an accident that you have received this message. At a sacred moment, it is of the highest order. The message is intended for you to hear today. In order to have access to divine blessings, you should put 111 in the comments box if you feel that it speaks to you on a spiritual level. In addition, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any more content that is spiritually led and developed particularly for you, the one who has been selected. Okay, let's get down to business. People who have been chosen exude an energy that is not only warm, rather it is transforming. The very act of being in their presence is like having one's emotions purified. Peace, clarity, and divine love are all frequencies that are carried by their aura with them. Simply being in the company of other people is enough to heal hearts, lift heavy emotions, and reawaken dormant hope. These are the kinds of individuals who may not even realize it. The sheer core of these things functions as a medication for the soul, particularly for those who are traumatized and worn out. When it comes to revelation, however, the majority of people fail to comprehend that the same divine light that serves as a spiritual salve also bears the fire of revelation. Not only does it calm, but it also helps reveal. It reveals the truth and destroys the masks that have been worn. In situations when it is confronted with lies, conduct led by ego, and hidden darkness, the same energy that is responsible for healing can become severely uncomfortable. Assuming that they are susceptible to manipulation or control, many people misinterpret the gentleness of their light as a sign of weakness. When the light of the chosen one turns inward, when it begins to expel what no longer belongs, nothing false can survive. This is a dangerous misunderstanding since it is impossible for anything false to endure. The trait of patience is one of the characteristics of a chosen one that is misinterpreted the most. It's not apathy at all. Neither is it a submission. Spiritual strategy is what it is. They keep an eye out. They are waiting. People are given the opportunity to make mistakes, to develop, and to step into integrity as a result of them. There is a possibility that they will keep quiet, not out of fear, but rather out of grace, even when they are fully aware that they have been lied to or betrayed. Due to the fact that they are aware that the timing of the cosmos is sacred, they make room for an opportunity for repentance and revelation. However, their silence will not last forever. It is an indication that the window of mercy is closing when it alters, when their quiet becomes a storm waiting to be released, and when it has the potential to be released. You have to understand that a selected one does not waste their time or effort proving anything. When people leave or speak up, it is not a response. Rather, it is the divine timing of the situation. Rather from being a sign of passivity, their patience is a reflection of their intention. You are being given the opportunity to put an end to your reckless behavior with fire before it consumes everything that you believed you could control. Those who have been chosen are not easily irritated by insignificant concerns. They are emotionally knowledgeable, spiritually aware, and profoundly rooted in the foundation of reality. On the other hand, if you intentionally deceive people, if you make fun of their grace, and if you constantly violate their soul, the response you will get is not human wrath. The divine justice is pouring through the flesh and bone of the body. An explosion is not the same thing as an outburst. It's a verdict from the cosmos. When they eventually do articulate their thoughts or take action, it is as if the very essence of truth is being transmitted through their own existence. They are not going to merely voice their pain, because they originate from a place that is beyond ego. The words that they speak to you will feel like prophecy, because they are the words that you were meant to hear. They are not able to accurately represent themselves at that moment. Truth is represented by them. It is not with the intention of punishing, but rather of revealing that their words cut through illusions and penetrate straight to the root of darkness. When they lose their cool, it is never for petty reasons. It serves a very specific purpose, and the impact it has is indelible. Those that are chosen are naturally born to protect the light. They feel compelled to protect those who are defenseless, promote those who are silent, and provide solace to those who have been overlooked, without ever having to provide an explanation as to why. Their presence is comparable to a spiritual stronghold that instills a sense of security in individuals. It is not out of pride that they step in where others are afraid to, but rather out of a profound understanding that they were purposefully intended to be the bridge between darkness and innocence. Nevertheless, individuals frequently fail to remember that this instinct to safeguard the sacred extends inward. Those who have been chosen are fiercely responsible for guarding their own energy, their own tranquility, and their own sacred place. It is important to distinguish their compassion from their self-abandonment. These individuals will employ the same weapon that they use to defend others in order to protect themselves. In addition, they have a lot of experience when it comes to spiritual combat. In the event that someone causes them to lose alignment or persistently exceeds limits, they will vanish without any resentment, simply clarity. Cutting connections with them is not an act of retribution. It is a matter of spiritual cleanliness. A person who has been chosen does not spend their breath in debates. They are not going to yell, beg, or struggle in order to be recognized. It is their ability to remain silent and the choices they make when no one is looking that gives them their absolute power. They will not melt down even when they are deeply insulted or betrayed. They will simply withdraw in a peaceful, complete, and everlasting manner. Not only that, but the true impact starts to take place during that retreat. Due to the fact that when a person you have selected to be a part of your life withdraws from it, their absence becomes a mirror. Suddenly, everything in your world begins to fall apart. The tranquility that they brought with them is no longer with them. and you are now confronted with the very pandemonium that their presence had previously dampened. Their lack of sound reverberates like thunder. It is not for the purpose of tormenting them, to give life or karma the opportunity to show the price that was paid for what was lost. The nature of their wrath is exactly like that. It does not launch an assault directly. It takes a step back and allows the truth to make the destruction happen. Those that are selected are not just intuitive. Divine guidance is guiding them. They are able to look behind the surface, underneath the mask, and into the subtle energy that individuals are attempting to conceal. It is impossible to fool someone who has been shaped by the fire of spiritual awakening. In the same way that other people read facial emotions, they read energy. In addition, when you make an effort to exert influence on them, you activate a portion of them that becomes extremely perceptive, even clairvoyant. It's possible that they don't always say what they realize, but they see everything. The hidden motivations, the unresolved trauma, and the insecurity that is disguised as arrogance are all visible to them. You will also discover that they do not fight with their fists if you challenge them against it. Their battle is with the truth. They have the ability to reveal the very aspect of you that you have been concealing from yourself. All it takes is a few words uttered in a calm manner. This is the reason why poisonous people are afraid of them, because their sheer presence is a confrontation with the shadow self, not because they are hostile, but because they are a conflict. They employ the truth as their weapon, and they do so with a heavenly level of accuracy. Yes, those who have been chosen have spirits that are extremely forgiving. The holy compassion that they feel in their hearts beats. They have faith in the concept of second chances, in the efficacy of medicinal treatment, and in the sacred path of redemption. You can count on them to be there for you when no one else is. In spite of the fact that you have wronged them, they will pray for you. Considering that they are aware that recovery is a process that takes time, they will allow you room to develop. Their expectations are not for perfection. The method is respected by them. However, this mercy is not without limits. It possesses a threshold of spirituality. Additionally, once that threshold is crossed, once grace is constantly abused, once truth is repeatedly refused, and once lessons are consistently neglected, something within them undergoes a transformation. The one who formerly prayed for you is now releasing their hold on you. It's not out of spite. It's because we're not alignment. They are withdrawing the spiritual covering that they use to provide. Furthermore, once this occurs, you will no longer be protected from the repercussions of the activities you have taken. Their compassion, which was once your greatest gift, transforms into a boundary that you wish you hadn't broken, because as it reaches its conclusion, divine justice intervenes. People then come to the realization that they were not simply dealing with someone who had a good heart. They had to deal with a soul that had been sent down from heaven. A chosen one does not simply enter a room, rather they transform it, whether for the better or for the worse. It is a force that they are present. Despite the fact that it is not always visible, it is always felt. People may not comprehend the reason behind their sudden feelings of calm, being seen, or inspiration. Yet, it is due to the fact that the energy of the chosen individual bears divine frequency. Order is brought to disorder by their spirit, calm to tension, and light to confusion by their spirit. As soon as they enter, the entire environment becomes more elevated. On the other hand, when this energy is aroused, it might have the opposite impact. If you violate their tranquility, you will upset the equilibrium. Suddenly, there is a sense of tension. The air becomes more dense. Those around them start to feel uneasy. When conversations come to a halt or become awkward, there is no coincidence here. there is a spiritual response to it. Their energy is so unadulterated and so in tune with the world around them that any disturbance causes ripples to spread throughout the area. When they are in harmony, they bestow blessings upon the area. But when they are uneasy, the entire frequency shifts in a different direction, because their spirit speaks louder than their voice ever could. Even their quiet is loud. This is the reason why their silence is strong. It is important to show reverence to those individuals who have a chosen one in their lives. A person is not the only thing that you are in the presence of. Currently, you are in the presence of a motive. Do not confuse their generosity with a sign of weakness. There is no reason to assume that they are ignorant. When someone has the ability to bring down spiritual fire with a single prayer, you should not put their patience to the test. And remember, dearly chosen one, this message is your divine reminder. There is absolutely no flaw in your kindness. Your grace is not naivety. It is sacred strength in motion. Within you resides a power so profound, so radiant, that even in silence, it speaks. The self-control you carry is not a sign of weakness. It is wisdom carved by spirit, shaped by fire, and guided by higher truth. You are not ordinary. You are chosen. And everything you are, your patience, your love, your light, is divine on purpose. Thank you for walking this path with us today. If these words resonated with the truth inside you, consider this your sign to stay connected with the energy that understands you. Subscribe to Starseer, your spiritual home for awakening, strength, and soul-deep alignment. Until we meet again, walk in your light, but never forget the fire you carry. Stay radiant, chosen ones.